Well, we're out here, had a nice drive this morning. Puppies got their bone. Mr. Mickey got to be on the bark. And I listened to some Gypsy Kings. Always, puts you in a good mood. But yesterday evening, I was looking on YouTube and I came across this video where all these cars are getting repossessed. And I couldn't believe it that people are out there buying these really expensive cars and getting locked into crazy payments. I mean, crazy expensive payments with high interest rates for 7 years. And then they wind up getting their car repoed. And I didn't know this, but when they repossess the car, they'll sell it in an auction and take that money off of what they owe, but then they owe the rest of that contract. And their credit is ruined for 7 years. I'm just like, why do people want to buy and get locked into contracts for 7 years? That's insane. Now, all my cars are paid off now. I made sure that I paid everything down and get out of as much credit card, money as I can. Get it all paid down, because with things happening now, you just don't know what's coming up. Now this little car I paid cash for, okay? I don't know anything on it. It's mine, okay? Well, eventually, whenever they send me my title, it's mine. So again, I just don't understand why people want to get locked into these huge things and then max out their credit cards. And the only thing I use my credit card for now, for the most part, is gas. One of my cards, I put my gas on every month. And then if I'm buying something like like the rims I'm going to get for here, I'll put on the credit card, but I'll pay it off within, 2 months. I'll pay half of it 1 month and half the next month. So I don't get stuck with a lot of big, huge finance charges. People think I'm going to buy something on sale. I'll put it on my credit card, but then they don't realize how much interest they're paying on the credit card. Now, one of my credit cards I had, and they just, they raised the finance charge, and I said, screw that, I'm not paying, I'm not going to use it anymore. Okay? I said, it's ridiculous. I've got excellent credit, and you just, raised it up again. I said, I'm not going to pay that kind of an interest charge. I'm just not going to do it. So I paid it down, and I hardly ever use that. I'll put a little bit on it, just to keep it going, to keep your credit. But when they just arbitrarily just raise it like that, crazy amounts, I'm just, no, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. But anyway, you know, especially during these times, now some advice I've given out lately. One of my students is a naturalized citizen. She was going to go out of the country. I said, oh, for God's sakes, don't go out of the country now. You know, and carry your paperwork with you all the time. It's better to be safe than sorry, because I mean, these times are just crazy. And then she was going to change jobs, thinking about doing a federal job. I said, oh my God, whatever you do, don't do a federal job. Don't change where you're working now to do that, because they're getting rid of the federal employees. Long story short, the company she works for found out that she was applying somewhere, and they just knocked her out of her position that she was working. So whatever you do, don't change anything now. If you got a job, you know, that's stable, for God's sakes, keep it, and don't go into, you know, any type of changes now, because, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen with all the craziness. So don't go out and buy something and get yourself locked into high payments now. You know, something I keep getting in the mail all the time, they want you to refinance your house or whatever, so you can pay down your credit cards, and then you can get locked into house payments again for you know, so many years. So again, you know, don't renegotiate those types of things. Don't take on more debt. They try to make it sound attractive. Well, you could pay down your credit cards, yeah, and then you've got how many more house payments that you could lose your house. You know, so again, you know, really be cautious with what you're doing now financially. And when they try to get you in these money scams, you know, sometimes you'll see on my YouTube thing, I try to get rid of these things as quick as I can, about somebody, how they're bragging about how they're making all this money now. And then they'll have a whole bunch of things, like a bunch of people are answering and asking about it. And it's bogus. Because you get rid of that one and all those replies go as well. You know, it's all bogus. They're trying to get you into these money markets, etc. And this is not the time to be speculating on those things. Okay? So yeah, not the time to be doing these things. Is the time to be more cautious. Now they're having a lot of trouble as well with the housing market, especially in Florida, because all of the all of the insurance companies are pulling out. And to finance your house, you have to have insurance. Well, you can't get insurance. Okay. So just be aware, or if you're buying a house anywhere, one thing I always look at when I go, make sure your house is not in a place where it's going to be flooded. Okay? Where you're not down in some sort of a depression where it rains and it's going to flood there. So, look for those types of things. What type of natural disasters come through that area, etc. So those are things also to look at, if you're going to contemplate buying property, etc. So just some things to look at, think ahead, look at the situation, what's happening now with all the craziness. Like I said, this is not the time to buy a new car when they're jacking the prices up so high and you're in payments, absorbent payments for the next 7-8 years, which is insane. So I just wanted to put that out there today, in the chit chat. Just some things to think about, before you just jump into something. Because we just don't know what's going to happen. If I had to, I could live in my little cars. Even in this one. If I had to, I could do it. I can cook in here. I've got everything in here that I need. That I could do it if I had to. Okay. So again, just be smart. This is not the time to get into a huge palatial place and take on more. You may think, oh, I've got a job now, but you don't know the job security and things now. So again, this is not the time to do something radical. Make a big leap, Wait until the economy's better and we get some stability in here. It's like people that have these small businesses now, and these tariffs that Trumpenstein is doing with China is killing them. They're losing their businesses. Farmers are losing their farms because they can't sell the crops anymore with the subsidies like they had before from the government. Okay? Trump in his oh so brilliant wisdom is screwing everybody. Even some of the billionaires are starting to complain. Now when they complain, it's bad. Okay? When you have billionaires that are going to complain, it's bad. So, there's the little other IQ. I did wind up buying one. I did wind up buying an IQ. Thank you. It's the other girl that's got the IQ that showed me her IQ the other day. So, So anyway, that's all I wanted to put out. I just went by. I saw her little IQ out there, and she was out. So I wanted to tell her thanks, because she showed me her IQ that day. I drove by my car, and she goes, what are you, kind of come out, what are you looking at, And I just explained to her, I just saw the IQs online, and I'd never seen one in person, so she showed me hers and said she loves it. So I just wanted to go by and tell her I did buy one. Thank you for showing it to me. The puppy's looking out there. What do you see out there? Mick, are you on the bark? Are you on the bark, Mickey? He says, yep, security. Security, I'm on the bark. Okay, it's going closed now, Mr. Mickey. Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness. So we had a nice run out there this morning, a nice outing. In a couple days, I'm going to be able to show you the whole thing. I can't wait to show you my little car.